It's midday. Good afternoon. Here is the midday news on OGBC. I am Bolaji Izzy. First, the major items. Federal government is restating commitment to security of lives and property. Ogun State Governor has renewed call for collaboration in building the country. France promises to send additional military resources to the Middle East. The government at the center to the troubled parts of the north so that farmers displaced by bandits and can return to their farmlands and increase food production. President Bola Tinubu said this on Tuesday in a broadcast on the occasion of the nation's 64th Independence Day anniversary. According to President Tinubu, the current administration at the center is winning the war on terror and banditry with target on eliminating all threats of Boko Haram banditry, kidnapping for ransom, and violent extremism. He expressed optimism that the elimination of bandits and terrorism commanders would restore farmers to their farmlands and boost food production. The president added that his administration had eliminated terrorist and bandit commanders faster than any administration. An ethical and morally upright society is essential for attracting investors and promoting economic development. The Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, said this at a webinar on Tuesday in Abuja, represented by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Legal and Compliance Matters, Office of the Vice President, Mr. Bashir Madugu. Vice President Shettima said this is imperative for the development of the nation. According to Vice President Shettima, the renewed hope agenda of the current government could not be an effective transformative policy without a sincere ethical transformation, authentic leadership, and uncompromising integrity at all levels. He added that Nigeria is in dire need of reorientation, a repositioning of Nigeria and Nigerians concerning the values they should hold dear for the nation to develop. The federal government and the United States Agency for International Development have joined forces to drive technological innovation and sustainable development initiative in the country. The Director of Media and Corporate Communications at the National Space Research and Development Agency, Dr. Felix Ali, made this known this midweek. According to him, the collaboration was solidified during the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, United States of America, where Nigeria's Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Mr. Uche Naji, met with also its Chief Innovation Officer, Mr. Mohamed Abdul Qadir. He noted that their discussions focused on harnessing technology to address pressing developmental challenges in Nigeria. According to Mr. Ali, the meeting underscores the urgency of innovative partnership, especially in areas of artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and digital financial inclusion. As part of efforts to reduce the impacts of fuel subsidy removal on the masses, the federal government has commenced nationwide distribution of 2,000 compressed natural gas powered tricycles. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, flagged off the first phase of the program in Abuja on Tuesday, represented by the Permanent Secretary, General Services Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Morris Namdi. The program is in fulfillment of President Tinubu's promise to empower youth for self-reliance. There is a need for Nigerians to recommit themselves to building an egalitarian society where everyone has the opportunity to fulfill their potential. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dakwabiodun, said this in an address to mark the 64th Independence anniversary in Abeokuta. According to Governor Abiodun, the people must return to values of hard work, honesty, justice, equity, and respect for authority. He added that citizens must remain united, support one another, be patient, and collaborate with the government in building a viral nation. The Edo State Governor said that apart from supporting the policies of the government at the center, the government will implement local initiatives to improve the lives of the people. You're listening to the media news on OGBC 90.5 FM. Resources to the Middle East to tackle the Iranian United Nations Security Council meeting for later in the day after Tehran launched a barrage of missiles at Israel. Iran said early this Wednesday that its missile attack on Israel has finished barring further provocation, while Israel and the US promised to retaliate against Tehran's assault as fears of a wider war intensified. The French presidency said this in a statement overnight after an emergency security cabinet meeting to discuss the regional escalation that committed to Israel's security. The head of state also reiterated that it's important that people be able to express themselves peacefully. However, October 7 will be 1 year since the largest number of deaths and murders. Australian Prime Minister said he will be attending a vigil to commemorate that terrible day, and anything that looks like its celebration of that will cause disharmony. Taiwan shut down schools and closed its financial markets this Wednesday as Typhoon Kraken pounded its south and east with torrential rains ahead of its expected landfall. The Central Weather Administration (OWA) said that Kraken, packing sustained wind speeds of 173 per hour, was 130 kilometers southwest of the major port city Kaohsiung as of 4 o'clock GMT. That's were near Kaohsiung or Taiwan on Thursday morning. Offices and schools across the island were closed, and the Interior Ministry said more than 10,000 people had been evacuated from vulnerable areas as precaution. Five more persons in Rwanda have died of the deadly Ebola-like Marburg disease, bringing the number of fatalities to 11. The health ministry made this known late Tuesday. With a fatality rate of up to 88%, the highly infectious hemorrhagic fever is often accompanied by bleeding and organ failure. Rwanda's health ministry said in an update that 9 persons have been confirmed to have contracted the disease since the start of the outbreak on September. 19 of the victims were in isolation and receiving treatment across the country. On sport, the city of Addis Ababa, home of the African Union, is set to host the continent's top table tennis players and nations for the 2024 ITTF Africa Championships from October 12 to 19. Having last hosted the continental tournament 24 years ago, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia's capital, is again the center of attention as the championship starts. Apart from competition proper, a new set of executives for the African Table Tennis Federation (ATTF) will be elected in Addis Ababa. Ethiopia has a standard venue that previously hosted the East African Championship, which has now been upgraded for the championships. As we celebrate the 64th independence anniversary of Nigeria, let us renew our commitment to the development of custom in an address to mark the 64th independence to developing the nation. We also told you that France this Wednesday has sent additional military resources to the Middle East to tackle the Iranian threat at www.openradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Open Radio Abeokuta and on X at OGBC 95 FM.